before doing that, I thought I should just give you a little bit of context on 3 major shifts that I believe are fundamentally changing daily life and that are kind of foundational for how we work together to go deliver this new platform and so that we can understand the opportunity. First, people are more distracted than ever, yeah? They're more distracted than ever. There's no doubt that content's king. I've said it myself, I'm sure many of you have said it as well. But, you know, there's a problem in that. We're so busy sharing, liking, tweeting, you know, reading, having things curated for us, that we're becoming a little bit blind to the toll it's taking on our ability to focus, On average, people are interrupted every 3 minutes. Every 3 minutes. And it's not just that they're interrupted, right? It's that it can take up to 23 minutes for people to get back to what they were trying to do, to get back focused, back in the moment. Now you add that up, it's like 25% of someone's waking hours could be spent in kind of this area of distraction. And I think it's really an opportunity for all of us to help deliver a platform that enables people to focus. You know, just enabling 20 minutes of focus is kind of one of the greatest challenges of the 21st century. Now, second, the way people work and the way people create is fundamentally changing. You know, we're in the midst of what's been called the 4th Industrial Revolution. I think hallmarked by the way that technology is really being democratized and it's really becoming available and allowing for access all around the world. It's not just about where people work and how they work, it's why they work and what they work on. You know, we spent a lot of time researching millennials, doing various studies. There was a study done by Deloitte that said 56% of millennials, who are now the biggest portion of the workforce, will not work for a company whose values do not align with their own, right? Pretty astounding. Now, more than that, I think, and an opportunity for us is they have different expectations for technology to help them deliver on how they contribute and how they do meaningful work and make meaningful progress. 42% of those same millennials said if they worked at a company or an environment that didn't have the right tools, the right platforms, the right capabilities, they'd consider quitting, or they wouldn't even work for the company in the first place. So I think that's a huge opportunity for us in this room. Now finally, the way people connect is also evolving rapidly. I think human beings fundamentally are very social beings, right? We all strive for connection. And I would argue that technology, more than any other innovation, technology area has enabled people to connect in more frequent and more powerful ways than ever. You know, more than half of my fellow Americans have said technology has helped me connect with people who are kind of like-minded around the world. What I think, though, is probably most exciting is that technology is helping people not just connect in transactional and one-on-one ways, but also technology is helping give rise to communities. It's helping build communities. Esports, as I said in the beginning, one of my favorite communities. 400 million esports fans around the world. Some of the largest and most exciting fans, right? The PC is already where 8 of 10 people go to play their most immersive games and then to share it with their families and their communities and friends. Now, and further, we also have the rise of the hashtag movement, which is giving rise to, topic or issue-based community as well. Everything from, hashtag love wins to hashtag me too. So, if you step back and you think about those 3 mega trends, I believe as an industry we have an unprecedented opportunity going forward to help address the challenges of those trends, but also to help people with that opportunity to enable their greatest contribution. And I think we can do that by doing 3 fundamental things that are the focus of my talk today. One is we together can build a platform that helps people focus, that helps them focus amidst all the chaos. 2, we can deliver platforms that enable people to be at their best, to be their most creative, to do that meaningful thing that they want to do. And 3rd, we can create a platform that empowers people to connect and to build communities. And that by doing those 3 things, we can unleash a new wave of innovation and opportunity in the industry. So, The good news is people are picking the PC for some of those things today, but the opportunity is we can do better. We can make the platform much better together. So let's just dive right in. My first area today is really how do we build a platform that enables people to focus so that the technology is there to deliver a great experience, but it melts away to help people stay in the zone. Now to do that, I believe we have to address 5 fundamental vectors. I'm going to hit on them very quickly. We've got to deliver groundbreaking performance and responsiveness to help people stay in the flow. We've got to work on improving battery life, all-day battery life, so that platform is available and ready to go whenever people want it. We need blazing fast connectivity that helps create that zone wherever people are, right, and connect in any way they want. We need adaptable form factors. We've been partnered together on that as an industry for the last couple of years, but the needs are more diverse than ever. And finally, through AI, I believe we can make the platform smarter, more intelligent, and more proactive than it's been. So by addressing these 5 areas, I believe we can enable people to truly focus and contribute in new ways. So let's start on groundbreaking and industry-leading performance. Something you can certainly count on us, and you have counted on us to deliver. Now, it was 40 years ago that Intel introduced the iconic 8086 processor. It was really a watershed moment in computing. The 8086 processor inspired the world to build, to innovate, and to contribute. So, in order to celebrate the 8086 processor anniversary, and to reinforce our partnership with you in the industry, and to further demonstrate our commitment to performance leadership, what I want to do today, first off, is announce and launch our new 8th generation Core i7-8086K limited edition processor. Yeah? You guys have to understand, it's so close to my heart, I'm just geeking out up here. This is Intel's first processor with 5 gigahertz turbo frequency. 5 gigahertz. Woo! And also a 4 gigahertz clock speed straight out of the box, right? And like all K SKUs, we made this an 8086K SKU for our anniversary. It's overclockable, again, so that all the enthusiasts in our community and fans and friends around the world can unlock this baby to get the most out of it. So with that, Chuck, you want to show off a little bit about what this can do?
Absolutely. So, like you were saying, the 8086 was absolutely a watershed moment in computing history. Now, when the 8086 launched, it had 29,000 transistors and ran at a blistering 5 megahertz. Not the 5 gig.
5 megahertz. We can do all that frequency.
I know, it was tremendous. Yeah. But times have changed because this is what computers used to look like, right? This is what you'd put those 29,000 transistors in. But now, transistors are registered in the billions, right? They're much, much faster, and they're running gigahertz, not megahertz.
Now, Chuck, I got to say, I love the drop D little retro throw.
It's very cool, and you have these very cool systems now. These systems run applications and games drastically different than they did in the 70s and 80s. So up on the screen here, you're going to see some games that were, this was epic. Right? I spent a lot of quarters in games that looked just like this, right? They were black
Chuck, I don't think I'm old enough to even remember those games. I don't think anybody out there will call me on this.
So they were black and white. Some of the advanced games had 16 colors.
Wow.
And you could use all 16, right?
Yeah.
But look, I mean, just look at the pixel count on that. I mean, the race car thing has maybe 8 pixels, and the basketball players, I mean, look at the way they move, and they probably have maybe 30, 40 pixels. But it's a drastic difference the way games are played today. Now, I've got Lauren here. Lauren is playing one of the most adopted games today. It's called PUBG. So Lauren, how many people are you playing with right now?
Well, it started with 100, but now we're at 78. Hopefully, I'll be the last player standing.
So see, she's already doing well. Now, what's your favorite weapon in PUBG?
All of them.
Okay. So let's take a look at the game that she's playing. It's PUBG. You'll see that up on the screen here in just a sec. Now, take a look at the graphics in this game compared to the games we saw just a little bit ago.
No, and I love the performance. 5 gigahertz, the frame rates we can support. It's pretty incredible, right?
Oh,
it's pretty dramatically different than the way it looked before.
It looks fantastic. I mean, look at the way this player looks versus those basketball players. I mean, the physics is all good. the landscapes, everything looks exactly the way it should. So again, we've moved a long way in the last 40 years.
That's it. Well, hey, with that, thanks so much, Chuck. I'm really excited. I know folks can't wait to get their hands on that processor.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on, Devin. Thanks, Lauren, for doing this with us. Well, it's pretty incredible how much has changed in just 40 years. That processor, the 8086K Core i7 8th Gen, is going to go on sale this June 8th, which is the actual anniversary date of the 8086. I'm also here to tell you that we're going to have a little bit of fun in terms of giving back to the community. We're going to give away 8,086 of those processors. So go online, check it out. I think we're going to do a lot of stunts. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's going to be great. Now, of course, there's more. We want to deliver performance up and down our entire product family and our processor stack. So this fall, we're also launching 2 entirely new Core 8th generation Core processor families, which were previously codenamed Whiskey Lake and Amber Lake. And those products are coming to market this fall. Now, in addition to just fantastic double-digit performance gains, you're also going to see those new 8th generation Core processors come to market in some sleek new form factors, like this one from Acer right here, which is beautiful, tremendously thin, and I would say impossibly light. I can't possibly do it justice how light this system is with all that performance built in. And I'm proud to have on stage just some examples today from Acer and Asus and HP. Very excited to have these for holiday. We have more than 140 designs coming to market starting this holiday. So very, very excited about that. Okay, so in addition to groundbreaking performance and leadership performance that we're committed to deliver, we also wanted to work on battery life, and we wanted to work on it in a meaningful way. Now, if you think back on how far we've come in terms of battery life, it was just 5 years ago, battery life, having 8 hours of video playback in a system was kind of considered a luxury, right? It was a big deal. Now, fast forward today, you might not know this, but this year we've actually delivered systems that have 20 hours of local video playback. 20 plus hours already in an uncompromised full performance system. And we're working hard to take it even further. So Chuck, can you tell folks about some of the work we're doing to go even further on battery life?
So first off, let's take a look at where we're at today. So I'd like to show you, this is the Dell XPS 13, Core i7, 8th Gen, edge-to-edge screen. I mean, this thing,
it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's great looking, super thin, super light, but 20 plus hours of battery life.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's an amazing machine, but we don't want to stop there. Like you said, battery life is key, right? So now, I know you know this, but in the audience, they might know that one of the biggest battery drainers in your system is the screen.
Yeah, it's the display. That's right. Display consumes a decent amount of power.
Exactly. So we've been working with the industry to lower that, and we now have a 1-watt panel.
That's right. Now, this is a commitment of us partnering with the ecosystem in the industry here to go and dramatically improve battery life. So what are you showing on the screen there? I see it.
So we ran a time-lapse video to see how long this thing was going to last. I was going to try and outlast this video because I like to work as long as my system, but this system got 25 hours and 14 minutes, and GB, my days can't work that long. 25 hours and 14 minutes, and you couldn't keep up. I couldn't, so the Dell system outlasted.
That's fantastic, so give them a big hand. That's amazing work. Now, I think this is really a game changer, and it's great that we've been innovating here with our partners, in this case with Innolux and Sharp, to take a full HD, high-quality panel, take it from 2 watts to 1 watt, and really drive that kind of 4 to 8 hours of additional battery life in a system. And of course, doing that in a way that is meaningful, without sacrificing the quality, without sacrificing the performance. Okay, so third thing that I hit on out of 5 was the need for secure and blazing fast connectivity. We started that this year by delivering our gigabit Wi-Fi with PCs and our 8th generation Core processors. Now, to give you an idea, that enables about a 12 times faster connectivity with a gigabit Wi-Fi. In human terms, you could take a 4K 2-hour video and download it in, say, 60 seconds instead of about 11 minutes prior. So huge improvement in what most people are going to experience every day in connectivity. But more than that, we've been out driving 4G connected PCs with our partners. And I'm excited to share with you that in addition to the 25 designs that we have shipping in the market today, we've got 10 more designs, some of which I have up from folks like Acer and Dell and HP, Lenovo, Samsung, Asus, all delivering fantastic designs to the market. These designs are absolutely stunning, very thin and light, have fantastic battery life that we just talked about, and have all the performance you've come to expect in a PC from Intel and from our partners. So great progress and additional 4G designs for holiday this year. Now, we're going to take our leadership role even further than 4G and be the leader in 5G connected PCs going forward, and I'm excited about that. I know a lot of myself and a lot of the team, we all believe that 5G is going to dramatically change the experience that you get in a connected PC. Both because one, you have an incredible increase in bandwidth and data rates, two, much lower latency, and if you're on the access point side, the ability to connect many more devices together than you ever could before. Now, we started to show what was possible with 5G this year at the Olympics, and I've got a little video highlight reel for you, so let's roll the video.
Pyeongchang, South Korea, host to the 2018 Olympic Winter Games, and the perfect proving ground for technologies from Intel and our partners that helped power the world's first broad-scale 5G network.
That was pretty amazing to see 5G live at the Olympics. I think the team did a great job. Now, it's going to take time for the networks to build out infrastructure to support 5G, but we have a special treat for you here today. We thought we would do something with 5G infrastructure right here at Computex. So Chuck, what do you have over here?
Exactly, so we had a great time doing 5G at the Olympics, so we wanted to share that experience here at Computex. So we brought a 5G network inside the TIG.
So this is actually 5G network live working right here in the demo.
In here right now. Yep. So you'll see right here we have a system. Now this is streaming a 4K movie directly to this system via 5G. Now, most people are concerned that when you go to 5G that they might have to sacrifice something, right? Well, it's not going to happen. Our engineers are working hard to make sure that we have these systems that have these, for instance, the antennas built into the kickstands. So you'll have not only the great performance you have in the 2-in-1s that are being launched, but you'll have the power and performance of a 5G network with the system that is thin and light.
No, that's fantastic, Chuck. I love the idea of integrating the antenna right into the kickstand, making it easy. And I think it's really exciting to have an actual station live right here on stage. So fantastic work. We're excited to bring it to market.
It's super cool.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Give him a hand, guys. That's very cool. And look, we want people to be ready for 5G when it happens. So we've already worked with our key customers, with Acer and Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo, and Microsoft to deliver the world's first 5G connected PCs in 2019. I think this is a big deal. And our collaboration is going to go further, of course, than just our direct OEM customers. We're also working with carriers on the world to bring 5G to market. So today, I'm excited to have with me as a guest Ryan Sullivan, who's the Vice President of Product Engineering and Development at Sprint, to join me up on stage. So let's bring Ryan up. Hey, give a warm welcome.
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Afternoon, everyone. Gee,
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks so much. I know you took the long haul just to be here with us at Computex today. I really appreciate it.
Of course, very happy to be here. Super excited about what we're doing together in the 5G space. It's an exciting time to be a part of this industry and to see the transformation that is happening right before our very eyes in technology on the move to 5G. In fact, we are so convinced in the transformational power of 5G, we like to say that it's like going from black and white to color.
Yeah. black and white to color. We saw a little bit of that earlier with the gaming demo.
That's right.
So I know you're right. We couldn't agree with you more. It's a huge change. So why don't you tell folks kind of a little bit about what to expect?
Sure. We know people expect to be connected anywhere, anytime. Customers are ready now and appreciate the value and the power of being connected on the go. And as you just said a moment ago, GB, there's significant progress made lately in bringing always connected PCs to the industry and to the marketplace. 5G is a major transformation, and it's going to enable much faster networks with better capacity and reduced latency. Historically, when we make a major transformational jump like this on a generation of technology like the one from 4G to 5G, new use cases emerge, new business models are fueled, new product categories get unleashed, and the entire ecosystem lifts, and consumers benefit from it.
No, that's right, and you know, I couldn't agree more. When you have a big step forward in disruptive technology, people in this ecosystem, I love getting the folks here at Computex charged up, come up with all sorts of new ideas and usages and business models that we haven't even thought about, which is very, very cool.
Absolutely.
And I know you guys have some ambitious plans at Sprint as well.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And I can tell you that Sprint has some very ambitious goals when it comes to 5G. 5G opens up a new world of opportunities, as I mentioned. Faster data, new services, new use cases, from gaming to augmented reality to virtual reality to computing on the edge. And like with 4G before it, all of these capabilities will fuel investment and deployment and innovation on both the software and the hardware side from a 5G perspective. As we were looking for our strategic partners in the 5G space, we felt it was a very natural fit to partner with Intel.
Oh, thanks. And why don't you just tell folks just briefly about the partnership that we have and what to expect and how we're working together.
Yeah, as we look at Intel and their technology leadership, not only in the 5G space from an always connected PC standpoint, but from end to end, you pair that with Sprint's aspirations to build the first truly mobile nationwide 5G network using our 2.5 gigahertz spectrum. Altogether, we felt that Intel was the perfect partner for us at Sprint to be the first provider to bring 5G connected PCs to our customers. Consumers expect PCs with true performance to deliver an uncompromised great user experience. Intel and their development partners can offer us that. Therefore, we couldn't be more thrilled with the partnership, and we can't wait to see what customers have in store for them.
Oh, that's great, Ryan. And I love the fact that we're working with you from the edge on the client through the network infrastructure all the way back to the data center. I think it's something that Intel can uniquely bring, and we're so excited to be working with Sprint and folks around the world. So thank you so much for joining me on stage today, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks
all right,
a lot.
everybody, give me a hand. Wow. All right. So let's go to form factors, the fourth area I think we need to tackle. And certainly in this ecosystem, you're no stranger to the work that we've done together in form factors. One size clearly doesn't fit all. We've driven innovation from Taiwan to help give people choice. We did it a million years ago with Centrino. We did it with Ultrabook. We're doing it now with 2-in-1s and thin and lights. We've done great work together, and we plan to take it even further. You know, we're collaborating with the industry to enable new designs that are more adaptable and deliver a great customer experience. So I want to show you a real glimpse of what that looks like and what the future holds. So please join me in welcoming Jeff Meredith on stage, Senior Vice President and General Manager from Lenovo. Jeff.
Thank you, Dave.
Jeff, you cleaned up pretty well. Good to see you. How are you?
Looking good.
Good.
Good to be here. Good to see all of you today.
So hey, why don't you talk to the folks about some of what you're seeing in the market?
You know, I think I'll start with the point that 2017 was a pretty good year for the PC industry, especially the last 2 quarters, and continuing into Q1 in 2018, we saw some revitalization. And I think can be attributed to the fact that as an industry, we're starting to really focus on specific customer use cases, more evolving use cases. And you mentioned that with form factors. Form factors are driving a big part of that. Consumers are definitely taking a new look at PCs. And I think as an industry, it's imperative that we continue to be more mindful of these ever-changing usage patterns, these ever-changing demographics in terms of the construct of our users.
Yeah.
So that's key as we move forward.
Yeah, so why don't you tell people a little bit more about how you see things changing, a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we've used as a framework for driving innovation in our industry is to make the PC more like the phone. And I think in some ways that's very much right on. We want more portability. We definitely want more mobility and continuous connectivity. But there's another facet of that comparison that I think is really worth looking into, and that's this idea that the use cases are very different between a smartphone and a PC.
So talk more about that. I agree with you. People use these two platforms very differently, right?
Yeah, and I think dialing in on this really will give us a framework as we go forward to look at new innovations. So the statistics clearly show you that your smartphone, while very critical to you and something that we're all passionate about, is used in brief intervals. And it's used in almost a multitasking way throughout your day. But the PC is different. The PC you use when you're dialed in, when you're concentrating. It's kind of like your best friend that you go to when you really need to just have a good conversation. When you're focused.
Right. So let's talk about that, because that was one of the themes we had, was let's create the best platform to enable people to focus.
Yeah, this idea of focus, I think, is really important for us to hone in on. So focus in the past was when you were in a sedentary state, sitting at your desk, oftentimes the same desk every day, tranquil environment, and you did it in a repeatable fashion. But, you know, today it's much different, and I think this has a big implication for what we do with PCs going forward.
So how do you think it's different now and going forward in terms of focus?
Yeah, you know, focus now happens in the most remarkable ways amongst chaos. I see a younger generation that can focus in ways that I never thought I could, whether it's, you know, in a coffee shop that's chaotic and loud, whether it's in a stairwell of a university hall where people are trying to cram to finish up, you know, a paper right before, even on a plane where you're cramped in but you're really dialed in for hours on a long haul plane. So this idea of focus also relates to what we're doing when we're focused. We oftentimes think business, I'm doing work. Well, you can be just as focused if you're binge watching Netflix, Stranger Things, for 6 hours straight.
Not that you'd ever do that.
I would never do that myself, but you know, most certainly that could happen.
Right, right. So now I know you guys have a model for how you think about where you want to take the
You know,
platform based on
this idea of focus has driven us in many ways collaboratively with
right.
you guys. Has driven us to really think about building devices going forward that enable you to focus in more places, in more ways, and at more times. This is kind of the mantra that we've taken.
Well, now I know you personally were a champion of this approach, and we've been working together for a while now, and you drove some devices, and you've learned a lot along this journey. So why don't you tell folks a little bit about that?
Yeah, you know, YogaBook has kind of been the umbrella that we've put our work in this space under. And we started on the journey a little bit more than 2 years ago with you guys when we launched the first generation of our YogaBook product. And I think, you know, this product, super thin product, dual touch screens, has enabled us to step later on this year into Gen 2, which will give 2 display panels. And then as we go on, late in 2019, 2020, we'll take another step that I don't want to go into great detail on, but definitely it's a journey.
I can't tickle you into
No, I'm not going to reveal much more about it.
So now I know you learned a lot in phase 1 and you want to make improvements in the YogaBook too. So why don't you talk about some of what?
Yeah, you know, the first generation of the YogaBook was really a bit of an experiment for us. On this area of coming up with an entirely new form factor that can enable people to focus in these, you know, new ways. So the things that we learned were very valuable. The first thing, it's used as a PC. Almost 3/4 of the time it was used as a PC versus a tablet. Much more so than we expected. People love the thin and light form factor. Throw it in a purse, on the go, great device for that. But they wanted some enhancements in the way the device used 2 screens from an interactive standpoint. As well as just multitasking capabilities and the simplicity of it across the 2 screens.
Right, and I think that makes a lot of sense. So I know, I'm sure you've brought a sneak preview of the device that you're about to launch for us here on stage, right?
I might have.
You might have done
I might have.
You might have done that.
Yeah. So, this is the first sneak peek of the Generation 2 YogaBook. So you can see the product itself will be launched late in this year, be ready for holiday sales. And we've maintained some of the key things that we had in the first generation. It's still ultra thin and light. It's got dual panels, but 2 display panels this time. It's really got a very much better inking experience.
Right.
And we learned from our users that that's something that we needed to step up and we need to enhance the precision. We've also worked collaboratively with you guys because we know it's a PC to put a much higher performance CPU in the
All in
device.
that small package.
All in this small package. And the last thing that I'll mention, because we're using a display panel here and we've got a lot more flexibility, we've embedded AI to make our input a little bit more predictable and just fluid, a little bit more fluid.
That's fantastic. Well, I love the way that looks. I'm sure the audience does too, and they can't wait to get them. Thank you so, yeah, close up quick. Thank you so much for bringing out and showing us this, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Wow, I love it. That's a great demonstration of innovation happening there with that form factor at Lenovo, right? Okay, so finally, I want to come to that last area of helping build a great platform that enables people to focus, and that's bringing AI to the PC. You know, people have really changed their expectations about what they expect in a PC platform and how intelligent they expect it to be. I think a lot of that came from the advent of, you know, personal voice assistants. People expect the platform almost to kind of think, to be more proactive. And we would like to really take that to the next level and make AI kind of more pervasive in the PC industry. We believe that by doing it, we can deliver a great consumer experience, we can help people stay focused, and it's a great opportunity for us to innovate in the industry. So, two things that I want to talk about. First, in order to deliver on this AI-capable PC, we're going to have to work very, very closely with developers and our OEM partners. So you're going to see a much deeper commitment from us with the developer community than you've ever seen before. Now, back in March, we jointly announced support for Windows ML with Microsoft, and we were very happy about that. And today, I'm going to announce that we're going to further accelerate our AI innovation with the launch of our new Intel AI PC Developer Program. And we're launching that today. Now, this program is going to provide tools, training for developers to utilize the hardware capabilities that we build into the PC platform for AI. That's across the CPU, the GPU, and our VPU that is in the platform. These tools are going to not just allow both for training new usages, it's also going to include our OpenVINO SDK and support for Windows ML, so that it makes developing solutions across a wide variety of platforms and form factors possible. And then more than that, in Q4, we will actually launch and make available our AI Dev Kit to help developers learn, develop, and deploy innovative new usages and use cases in areas like gaming and security and productivity and creativity. So you're going to see us do all of that between now and the end of the year. Now, in addition to the developer program, we're actually going to go all the way to the end, to the edge, to the client, to help deliver full solutions to market with our partners. So, today, I wanted to make sure I could show you a real concept PC, AI concept PC. Here to join me on stage and talk about that is the CEO of ASUS, Jerry Shen. So let's everybody welcome Jerry.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for coming here to join me. Now, Jerry, I know that you guys just wrapped up one of your own events really nearby.
Yes, it just ended 30 minutes ago, and I ran over here as quickly as I could. I just cannot wait to share this incredible innovation with each and every one of you here.
All right. So, I love it. So let's not keep the audience waiting. Is this what you have right here to show us today?
Actually, this is my baby. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the ASUS Precard.
All right. Woo. Give my hand.
Thank you. Convertible 2-in-1 dual screen notebook with AI, offering a range of intelligent capabilities. Thank you.
Wow. Gary, I think that is a very, very amazing platform. I'm impressed by all the work that you did.
Yes. First,
Thanks, John.
the Precard is embedded with intelligent touch. That automatically senses how you are interacting with its screen, and it responds accordingly. And I know you just talk about the importance of battery life.
That's right.
Actually, our precard also comes with intelligent charging. With that, optical charging is handled automatically to improve your battery life.
Wow, that's really cool. So using AI for the intelligent charging as well, that's great. So now this device is, I think, really poised to truly deliver on this vision that we have of minimizing distractions and allowing people to focus.
That's right. Actually, we all agree that the form factor is the design key parameters to help people focus. And the second screen will give the users the flexibility of having an extended screens and even more personalized UI.
Right, and since I got a sneak peek at it, I know it delivers some pretty exceptional experiences as well, right?
Of course. Our precard, actually, our precard is designed to enable a smooth and intuitive user experience on leading virtual assistants like Cortana and Alexa. It really allows us to focus on our priority, and at the same time, our virtual assistants will take on another task on the other screen. In addition, everyone knows the security is very important for us. Our precard also comes with intelligent cameras to enable face and object recognition to smartly detect who is using now. GB, these are only a few.
Right.
I will show you more in the future.
I love it. That's great. So hey,
Thank you.
Good man. That's fantastic. Now, I know you're also working with us to empower developers to build AI into the platforms across the CPU, GPU, and the VPU as well. And I've got one of the devices with me today, right? So why don't you tell folks about this product as well?
I would also like to take this opportunity to introduce our brand new ZenBook Pro. I believe it will be the first notebook to feature the Intel Movidius VPU. With that, it can enable developers worldwide to infuse existing applications with AI. I strongly believe that all the developers will love this AI-powered experience in such a compact and energy-efficient notebook.
Wow, that's fantastic. You know, truly, I think this is going to help us get the ecosystem going and develop all sorts of exciting usages. Thanks for bringing this new Movidius-powered, VPU-powered notebook on stage. Thank you so much, Jerry.
Thank you,
Appreciate
GB.
joining
Thank you.
us.
Thank you, everyone.
It's good. Thank you, guys. No, I love it. I just think, you know, I think it's just fantastic to see the innovation and folks just really leaning in to move us forward on embedding AI at the edge on these PCs, not just for training, but also for inference and for computer vision, which is great. So listen, in summary of that first section, by working together on those 5 vectors, I think we can ensure that the PC becomes the best platform to enable people to focus. All right, so now going forward with some ground laid, I wanted to have some fun the rest of the time and show off the PC and what it can do. First, in terms of our promise to help people be creative and to be at their very best. So in order to do that, I have invited a special guest to share kind of his creative process and how he takes technology and uses it in new ways and takes it to new levels. So with that, please help me in welcoming on stage the creative director and the founder of Tentpole Films, Hawk Wong, on stage, and his team of creators. Thank you for joining us here at Computex. So why don't we just dive right in? Why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself and some of the films that you've produced and animated?
Absolutely. My team at Tentpole Studios, we work on live action films, animated films, TV shows, and games. We specialize in a process called pre-visualization, short for previews. We help to create and visualize digital versions of shots and scenes to help plan and budget movies production before it actually starts.
Oh, that's really cool.
So our artists have worked on movies such as Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, Beauty and the Beast, Transformers, etc.
Well, just a few. No, I love that. Those are huge movies. So now when you say you work on this pre-visualization and kind of coming up with ways to animate shots and scenes, why don't you tell people about that process?
Yeah, totally. Movie making and creating a compelling story on screen can be very complicated and expensive. So many of our scenes we help create first only exist in the minds of the filmmakers, the directors.
Right.
So we at Tentpole what we do is provide a bridge between the directors and his or her crew to fully plan and visualize what the shot or sequence the movie might look like. So this allows the filmmakers to plan, strategize each scene, how they will look and what it takes to create them. From the invading aliens to the colossal creatures to the battling robots, whatever you see.
So they can pre-visualize that. You can go back and forth just as you're working without them going all the way through.
That's the value in hiring us. We can do this so quickly. So as you can probably imagine, the technology we use is really important to our success.
No, I bet. I mean, I can tell. So I would love to see it in action. So I know you and your team are actually going to show us some of the creative process right here live on stage, right? It's kind of this concept of taking a script and walking it through this pre-visualization.
That's right, and we'll do it in a very short time, a rough version of a script that the director had us do. So I heard you're a huge sports fan, so we use our Hollywood magic to bring a script to life.
Okay, all right, yeah, let's do that.
So it's you challenging the NBA star Jeremy Lin to a one-on-one basketball game.
Really? So this is you're gonna need some serious Hollywood magic for me to be able to do this.
Yeah. The first thing we did was to create a 2D storyboard. What you can see here is what you see on screen. So this 2D version ensures everyone in the team has the same vision on how the story will unfold.
Right, and so I'm following you. I like the vision that you had up on there. What's after that?
So the next step is to bring the characters to life. Here you can see what we use an application called Maya. And we use Maya to create a lot of 3D models, to create the physical likeness of the characters that we'll use in the scene. And we give them proper joints. We can animate them, we make them move. And in this case, we decided to have fun and created a caricature version of yourself and Jeremy.
Oh, thanks. That's pretty cool. Now, I imagine you need some pretty significant horsepower on these systems to be able to do all that modeling and all that work, right?
When it comes to creating these 3D models, you can't never have too much computing power.
Yeah.
So the more intricate and lifelike model has to be, the more computing power you need. The next step is to bring the characters we have created in Maya into a 3D environment.
Right.
So for this, we use Unreal 3D engine. So this allows us to not only put the characters in the proper surroundings and put in the nice lighting, the special effects such as the smoke, the crowd, confetti.
Right.
So Unreal is able to give us in real-time visuals which is really important to the directors when we are taking direction from him. So to create this scene that he wants. So right now, after all these things goes into Unreal, what we're just missing are the elements such as the transition, the sound design, and little sitting up here and there.
Right, so I think it's pretty impressive the work that you guys do, and I would love to see how it all comes together in the end. Can you show us that?
Yeah, totally. For that, we moved to a system called Adobe Premiere, where we add all those final elements together and to create movie magic.
All right, so let's take a look.
Well, let's take a look here.
Incredible. So I mean, not only am I impressed with the work, but you kept me from getting posterized on that dunk, which is really important.
Like you?
Yeah. So no, I really like it. It's very cool.
Glad you like it. We too are very impressed with Intel's work. Just 3 years ago, there's no way we could create something like this so quickly. So having faster and more powerful machines has really been a game changer in terms of more creative freedom for content creators like us.
Right. Well, hey, thanks, Hawk. Thank you to the team for coming out and doing this. You know, we'll keep making more powerful machines, and you keep doing great creative work like that. Thank you so much for coming out and doing this. Thanks, team. Appreciate it. Wow, talk about unlocking creativity. I think it's really cool to see how Hawk and his team use the platform to do these really great animations for major films. So now what you didn't know was that work was actually done on some brand new technology. And what you just saw, what you see up here on stage, is a mix of our mobile and desktop devices, some brand new platforms that are launching today, with a mix of our Core i9 from our H series mobile and our X series desktop platforms. Now these are brand new to the market, and they're part of a new category that we're positioning specifically for content creators. It's not just about the hardware. We're working closely with our hardware partners and providers and the software ecosystems to tune the solutions to get the most performance and deliver the best experience possible. So Chuck, you want to tell us a little bit more about some of the content creator PCs that we have here on stage today?
Absolutely. Like you were saying, these systems have been designed for the content creator. We've been working very closely with our OEMs from Corsair, Asus, HP, Dell, and MSI to meet the needs of those creators because they're very specific. So I'm going to go over some of the systems that Hawk used to create that video of you and Jeremy Lin playing some basketball. So the first one I'd like to show you, this is the HP system. Now, this is a very thin, light laptop, but inside this laptop is a full Xeon processor. You have all the performance of a Xeon processor in something this thin and light.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Now, next system is an 18-core desktop. Now, normally you say 18-core, you think of a giant system, right? This system's very small, fits on your desktop, and gives you that tremendous performance that you need.
Oh, that's very cool.
Next system here, this is an MSI laptop. This uses our Coffee Lake H system. Now, typically you expect a system like this to be a little bit bigger, but they have unique cooling systems that bring the power of this system into a laptop that weighs less than 5 pounds. In fact, right around the 4.5-pound range.
Wow.
And then, last but not least, we've got this Asus ZenBook. Now, this is a Core i9 system, but it has a secondary screen down here, so you can use it to control your system along with the power of that Core i9.
Still down that notion that Jerry just talked about when he was on stage.
Exactly.
Right.
And we also have some systems over here. Now, we've got the latest laptops from Acer and Dell, along with some desktops and peripherals that give the content creators the tools that they need to be creative on their work.
Now, so what about memory and connectivity in terms of all these solutions?
Oh, we have that too. All these systems are available with Thunderbolt connectivity, so you can connect with external peripherals and have that great, tremendous speed. They also are available with Optane technology, so you have the high throughput memory that you constantly would need when you're doing these type of projects.
That's right, and for all those kind of creators out there like Hawk, we have something special as well today. We worked with our industry partners, ASRock, MSI, ASUS and Gigabyte on ecosystem enablement to address the needs for faster Optane storage, faster memory, faster storage, as well as even larger storage capacity. So today, I'm pleased to announce the launch of our M.2 based form factor to our Intel Optane 905B Optane memory family. Apologize. Thank you guys. So 905B Optane memory in an M.2 module. So this new family of Optane products in this tiny M.2 module is really going to set the precedent for high performance going forward. And because it's in this M.2 module, if you actually rate it together into a system that can take 4 modules, and Chuck, I think you've got a couple examples right there, you can actually get 1.5 terabytes of storage, right? All enabling 10 gigabytes a second in terms of bandwidth. So just fantastic opportunity to drive large capacity and performance for our content creators. So Chuck, I know you were going to just show this off really quickly in terms of what it can do, gen-on-gen performance, right?
Exactly. So like we were saying earlier, not all cores are created equal, not all memory is created equal either. So I have 2 systems on here. Now they're both 18-core processing beasts. Now we're going to take that video that Hawk made, and we're going to get it ready for post-production. So we're going to put it into a DPX format so I can share it with the post-production houses. But one system has Optane in it. The other system has just our recent gen, extremely fast SSD solution. Right. So watch what happens when I render these. I'm going to start the render on the SSD solution first. Then I'm going to go to the Optane system. Now first off, you'll notice the frame rates you'll see on here. This is actually playing faster than the video did itself. And remember, this is only a 40-second clip. The SSD system still cranking away. Now you'll see that we're finishing up here already on the Optane system. It's all done, and it took 17 seconds. We're able to finish these type of chores much faster because we're able to feed all those cores the information they need to plow through those heavy workloads.
No, I love it. Love seeing the Optane feeding those cores and driving the performance. Thank you very much, Chuck. This new M.2 based Intel Optane SSD is going to be available for purchase this summer, so in very short order. I think it's fantastic. Thank you, Chuck. All right. So now we're not only going to deliver performance to content creators with Optane, we're also committed to driving an entire new generation of our X series family of processors for high-end desktops and our S series family of desktops for our mainstream performance line, all before the end of the year. I can't show you everything here today at Computex. I got to save something for later in the year. But I did want to take a little bit of the risk, maybe, if you'll let me, and do something I almost never do, right? I wanted to give you a preview of something that we've been working on inside of Intel. So, without further ado, I would like to present to you a new 28-core processor. Woo! Come on. And of course, as Chuck just said, not all cores are created equal. Not only is it just 28-core beast, it's incredibly high performing, both single-threaded and multi-threaded. So why don't you talk about it really quickly?
Exactly. So we have 2 systems here. We have Gigabyte and ASUS, both with this brand new single-socket 28-core processing monster.
That's right. Normally you see dual sockets or maybe even quad. This is single-socket 28-core.
Exactly.
So show us what it can do real quick.
So let me show you what you can do real quick. I've got Cinebench up here. Now this is a benchmark we use to look at how things run across multiple cores. Now watch, because this happens extremely fast. Sometimes this benchmark takes minutes to run, but you can see when we have 28 cores running at 5 gigahertz, you fly through it. Now look at that number, 7334. That is an incredible number. If you get a chance, look that up tonight. You'll see that it's not the fastest in the world. There's a few that are faster, but they all require 2 or 4 sockets to get what this single socket system can do with 28 cores at 5 gigahertz.
Now, what's amazing is there's that trade-off. This actually gives you 5 gigahertz, and you can get single-threaded performance frequency, not necessarily, not having to sacrifice that for this kind of multi-threaded performance.
Absolutely.
So you got kind of the best of both worlds.
Right, 28 cores
awesome.
without sacrificing.
Great. Hey, thanks. So you guys want to see us productize that thing? Yeah? All right, I tell you what, we're going to take that product to market in Q4 this year. You'll be able to get it, so stay tuned for that. I think we're really, really excited to go drive the boundary of performance again for these kind of highly intensive workloads that we have on stage today.